Ever had your Access database try to open a file that isn't there, and suddenly you get some weird random error popping up? Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about using the dir function in Access VBA to check whether a file actually exists or not before you try to open it. This way your database can handle missing files gracefully instead of surprising your users with confusing errors. Today's question comes from Jasper in Cambridge, England, one of my platinum members. He says, I've got some VBA code that's supposed to open a file from a folder on my computer, but sometimes the file isn't there anymore. When that happens, Access throws an error and the code stops. Is there a simple way in VBA to check if a file exists before trying to open it? Yes, Jasper, the easiest way to do this is with the dir function. Dir is short for directory. It's just like in the Windows command prompt or the DOS command prompt, if you're old like me and you remember DOS. Right? The command prompt, you type in dir, D-I-R, and it gives you a list of what's in there. Well, we can do the same thing in VBA to see if a file exists. Now, since we are using VBA, if you've never done any VBA programming before, go watch this video. It's about 20 minutes long. It'll teach you everything you need to know to get started. And there's a couple of ways to open files and folders. From Access, you can either use follow hyperlink, or you can use the shell function. There's lots of different ways. I'll put links to both of these videos down below. You can check those out. All right, so here I am in my Tech Help free template. This is a free database. You can grab a copy off my website if you want to. And let's say in the customer table, I've got a field in here where I store their resume. So resume file. Now, we don't store files in our databases, right? We learned that before in lots of my previous videos. We store a link to where the file's located, right? You set up a folder. You put all your files in that folder, and you put the path and file name here in the database. That's the only way we do it. We don't use attachments. We don't store files in our databases. Okay? Got a whole separate videos on why you don't do that. I'll put a link down below. All right, so I'm going to save that and close it. Let's go into my customer form, and I'm just going to cheat here, folks. I'm just going to take this country field, and we'll just rename that to resume. And I'm just going to open this up and change this to resume. And there we go. So now country is now the resume file. Okay. And then I'll need a button to open it, or you could use a double click event. Either way, buttons are fine. Copy, paste the button. We'll stick it down here. And we'll change this to say open. And we'll double click on this guy. We'll rename it to open resume button, BTN. And then I'm going to right click and build event. And now I'm in my code editor. Yes, I'm using dark mode now if you missed the last couple videos. Now you can use follow hyperlink if you want. I tend to like to use shell or shell exec, so I'm just going to use shell. And I'm just going to assume for now that these are all text files. So we're going to be opening up just a text file. We'll use Notepad, right? So notepad.exe should be in your Windows path. And then we want to enclose our full path and file name in double quotes. So we have to put double quotes inside the string and the resume file name and close up those double quotes, right? So now this whole thing is, C:/ whatever document dot text, and it's inside of double quotes inside the string. Okay. And if you're not familiar with double quotes, I got a whole separate video on it. I'll put a link down below. Got videos on all this stuff. All right, and then after this, we need a comma, and then we need a VB normal focus so we can actually see it. And that'll do it. All right, save it, debug, compile once in a while. I'm going to close this, and let's close this form and reopen it. And now we need to put a path in here. All right, I got a file on my desktop, my resume file.txt. You could put it wherever you want to put it. Put it in a folder somewhere where you're not going to lose it. I'm going to right-click on this guy and go copy as path. That copies the whole path and file name to your clipboard. That's a pretty cool trick. I'm not sure when they added it, Windows 10 or 11. And now I'm going to paste that in here, but make sure you get rid of the double quotes. It puts double quotes on it. We don't want those in the file here, in the field. Okay? And now, when I hit open, there's my resume file. It opens right up. Now, let's say this file goes bye-bye. Right? Let me just rename it so the database can't find it anyways. I'll change the file name. Okay, it's still there. It moves around. And now if I hit the button, we got, oh, you can't see it. It's on the other screen. Hold on. There it is. All right. It says can't find it. Do I create a new file? No, I don't want to. No, I don't want a new file. I don't want this to happen. I want it to say, hey, the file's not there. So how do we do that? Well, we can use the dir function. Dir, right? Directory function. All right, let's go back into the code. Let's go back into our button, right-click, build event. Okay, so right here, before we get to the shell command, we're going to say if dir, now in dir you put what file you're looking for, and that file happens to be resume file, right? Now, if dir is able to locate the file, it returns the file name. Okay, if not, it returns an empty string. So I'm going to say equals empty string. And the reason why it does that is because you can use dir for looping through the files in a folder, and it will return each one successively. That's a whole separate video. But for now, just know that if that file doesn't exist, you get an empty string. So if it equals the empty string, then message box, file not found, exits up, end if. Okay. Let's debug compile. Debug compile. Oh, not run. I do that a lot. I accidentally slide over here to run. That just means it's trying to run. You can specify what you want to run, a macro. I don't want to run a macro. Just hit debug compile. There we go. Okay. Close it. Close it. Save it. Open it. And now I'll hit open. And it says file not found. It's a nice graceful error. Your users aren't panicking because they don't know what's going on. See? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Now, you could have also handled this, instead of using the dir command, you could have also handled this with some error handling. But when you launch shell, it's going to open Notepad either way, and Notepad is what's actually generating the error there. So in this case, it's nice to use the dir function be ahead of time. And yes, I just said be ahead of time. I don't know what that was. Ahead of time or be ahead of time? Boy, I don't know. It's too late and I haven't had enough coffee. So, all right, if you want to learn about why we don't store files inside our database, text files, images, whatever, go watch this video. If you want to learn more about those double quotes, those are a little tricky. Those trip a lot of people up. When you want to put quotes inside a string, you have to put double quotes. So go watch this video. It explains it in a lot more detail. And if you want to learn more about file I/O and that dir function and looping through files in a folder, go watch my Access Developer 31 course. I cover all that in great detail. You learn how to navigate files in folder, copy files, compact your backend and code, all kinds of stuff. But we start covering things like the dir function in this class. So today you learn how to use the dir function to check if a file actually exists before your database tries to open it, which helps you avoid those confusing errors when a file isn't where you expect it to be. Post a comment down below. Let me know how you liked today's video and how you plan to use this in your database. That's going to be your tech help video for today, brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that show more link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are from my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos. Plus, you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, and you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.